This is the story behind Save Me by PHNX, a co-production between Vishnu and me, and featuring vocals by Arti. If you haven't heard the song Save Me by PHNX, I encourage you to check it out before you see the rest of the video. As my sister says, when you hear the story about it, it's going to influence your experience of it. So if you haven't heard it, it's best to hear it with fresh ears and then come back to the video. If you have heard it, which is probably why you're here, this is the story behind it.
Taking notes as I listen through my heart breaking, faking smiles while I'm feeling all my thoughts break me. Tell me maybe there's no meaning to it all. Save me.
Where is the person I used to know? I watched you learn, I watched you grow. Where did you go? Where did you go?
What up, Soul Tribe? Thanks for checking out this video. I decided to make a video about the story behind Save Me. Because I noticed the song really trending on YouTube Music, and I thought it was really cool because I have done nothing to promote it, and I can do nothing to promote it, or I don't know how to do it at least. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool that it's trending because it's the most honest song that I've ever written, and it's about mental health, which is a subject that I'm very passionate about. So I'm really happy that of all the songs that I've produced, that this is the one that's so far trending the fastest and has done the best. So there's a story behind Save Me. It was recorded and produced at the height of the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. Vishnu and I decided to create this project called PHNX and produce an EP on the subject of mental health. And to do so, we took a deep dive into 3 conditions, which is depression, anxiety, and psychosis. And then we reached out to friends and family just to see whoever has any experience with these mental health conditions and find out what their experience was like. And what I thought was really surprising but very reassuring is that so many of us have experiences with some form of mental health condition, and that whichever condition it is, our experience is pretty much the same. So if you take anything away from this video, just know that there's a lot of people who go through mental health issues and that we all experience it pretty much the same way. And in my case, I'd like to reassure you that it does get better. In my case, it has. I'm not a licensed physician or medical practitioner, so don't take this as medical advice, consider it entertainment, and if anything, as reassurance. So the production of this song came about in that Vishnu and I wanted to produce an EP, and we wanted to explore TRIPHOP, because some of my favorite music albums and songs are within the TRIPHOP genre, and 2 of my favorite albums of all time is Protection by Massive Attack and Debut by Lamb.
No one said it would be easy.
What you'll hear in the song Save Me is that these 2 songs have greatly inspired the production of the song. And also what you'll find is that the songs on the PHNX EP have been composed and produced to reflect the onset and progression of the medical conditions. So the EP has 3 songs, one about depression, one about anxiety, and one about psychosis. And to really get a sense of what the conditions feel like, we reached out to friends and family and conducted some research. The results from our research show that the way depression is experienced is very much that it sort of slowly progresses. It starts out with feeling a little sort of sad and uninterested. And as it progresses, things become more and more sort of dull and gray, less colorful, less joyous, less passionate. In a way, depression is the subject that lends itself best to writing a more accessible song about, because everyone feels melancholy and sadness at some point, so it's quite relatable. And if you have experienced depression or are experiencing it at the moment, you might find that this resonates. What we did in terms of the composition of the song is that the composition and the lyrics very much reflect this onset of the condition. At the outset, the song is quite melodic. It features a lot of musical elements. The beat is a little more complex than later in the song. So as the song progresses, we strip away elements of melody and rhythm, which you will be able to tell when you listen to it. Now you know the story, that in the first verse, there's ad-libs by Artie during my verses, and in the second verse, there are none. And in the first verse, there's more complexity to the lyrics. In the second verse, the lyrics are less complex and more sort of repetitive. I think the line, "Why even bother, it's all the same," was a line that I included because I couldn't think of anything else. And then I realized that, yeah, this is how it feels. It's like I have no motivation. Now, from the EP, we have released Save Me because it's the most accessible song. It's more melodic, whereas the other two songs, which are available on YouTube, are more artistic. So they're available for you to check out if you'd like. But Save Me is the main track from the EP that we have released, and it's available on all streaming platforms worldwide. The production of the track Save Me is quite reflective of the situation that we were all in at the height of the lockdown during the COVID pandemic, in that we weren't able to physically be with our friends and family. We were locked away in our houses and apartments, wherever we were. But the internet facilitated this whole growth of video calls. And the production of Save Me happened in 3 different states at the beginning, between Vishnu and Artie, the singer, and me. And then when the restrictions eased a little bit, I traveled back to the Arctic, where I'm from, to the Lofoten Islands. And I took all the audio files and the stems and mixed it in my dad's 100-year-old fishing cabin by the sea. So the song sort of traveled the world in that it was recorded and produced in Dubai, Sharjah, and Abu Dhabi. And then I flew back to the Arctic to mix it. For Save Me, I was lucky enough to work with 2 of my absolute favorite musical talent, which is Vishnu, who is an amazing musician, and I really love his style. He produces a quite sort of dark TRIPHOP vibe, which somehow really resonates with me. In terms of Vishnu, we collaborated on the whole EP, and the singer Artie, who performed the vocals on the track, is probably my favorite singer both ever and also that I've worked with. She is part of a group called Audio Panda, and they have a song called Eye of the Storm, which was produced, I believe, around the same time, which is a very beautiful song. I've begged them to let me release the song through my label or help them in any way I can, because it's such a beautiful song. So I encourage you to check it out.
But it's come in the eye of the storm, away from the grief and sorrow. If you open your eyes, you'll know you're not blinded, and when you can't seem to find hope.
Artie and we have also collaborated on the song Little Things, which is a very happy love song, which has a very different vibe again from Save Me. But yeah, if you want to get a sense of who Artie is as an artist and a singer, check out those 2 songs.
You bring me peace when my world's in pieces, and all I want is to tell you that you mean the world to me. You're mine, everything.
I read this quote a few years ago, that all music is channeled from the angels for the purpose of healing, which I really like. And if you find comfort in the song Save Me, then yeah, that's what I wanted to achieve. And to anyone who doesn't have experience with the mental health issues, yeah, it's really not that mystical. And the most important thing in everything we do is to show compassion. So maybe this is an opportunity to reach out and talk to a good friend or talk to your family members who might be going through challenging times, or if you yourself are feeling a bit lonely, yeah, just pick up the phone. It'll make you feel better.